Snowy River and the Mud Turtle radio location was filmed on July 8, 2005 and released on DVD April 2006. It was my second effort at editing and was captured with an early version of a standard definition digital video camera, utilizing a 65-watt helmet-mounted quartz halogen floodlight powered by a 7-amp-hour lead-acid gel cell battery. The movie documents the discovery and early exploration of Snowy River, the 2005 radio location expedition to Turtle's End, and the first ever video of Snowy River North. Snowy River and the Mud Turtle radio location was accepted to be played at the National Speleological Society's 2007 Video Salon. This video was a volunteer effort distributed at no cost to members of the Fort Stanton Cave Study Project. Fort Stanton Cave, September 1st, 2001. Lloyd Schwartz, John McLean, Andrew Greco, and Don Becker were working in Priority 7 dig when they broke through to discover Snowy River. BLM decided that a gate and an environmental assessment be written before survey of the new passage could begin. April 2003, the Priority 7 gate was installed by Jim Cox, Ed Payton, Rick Reynolds, and Cal Currier, the Fort Stanton Gate crew. July 4th, 2003, with the environmental assessment finished, the survey in Snowy River began with 2,780 feet of passage explored and the discovery of a south-trending muddy side passage called Mud Turtle. August 30th, 2003, there were two expeditions, one to Snowy River North, which netted 3,276 foot of survey, and one to Snowy River South, which added 2,147 feet to that passage. On September 1st, 2003, one expedition to Snowy River North added 1,327 foot and led to the discovery of Crystal Creek. Expeditions on October 11th, 14th, and 17th netted a total of 6,275 feet of passage in the metro, a side passage to Snowy River North, and another 1,615 feet in Snowy River South. The most significant expedition was the exploration of Mud Turtle. Mud Turtle Passage is 1,028 feet long, and when the map was plotted, it was found to end under the breakdown pile in Don Sawyer Memorial Hall, about 30 feet down, a possible connection to known cave. In November, after many incidents in Unstable Priority 7, the BLM decided to close Priority 7. To continue exploration, a dig between Don Sawyer and Mud Turtle was proposed, but a gate had to be installed in Roaring Hill Passage, the passage that leads to Don Sawyer Memorial Hall. April 2004, 2,500 pounds of concrete was hauled to the site in 10-pound bags, and a foundation was excavated. The foundation was poured on May 29th, 2004, and in June I started fabricating the gate. The Roaring Gate is 14 feet long and 6 foot high. Too much to do in one caving season. So the first half was installed October 9th, 2004, and the second half on April 30th, 2005. With the gate installed, we were permitted 2 last trips through Priority 7 to obtain radio locations in order to pinpoint exactly where the passages were in relationship to each other. The radio location was needed because while handheld survey gear is accurate to 1 degree or better, there is an average 2% error factor. With about 4,000 feet between the survey in Don Sawyer Memorial Hall and Mud Turtle Passage, the uncertainty was about 80 feet. A radio location is accurate to within inches. To do a radio location, a transmitter and loop antenna is needed in the cave. The antenna needs to be level and preferably over a known area such as a survey station. On the surface, a receiver and a handheld antenna are used. The antenna is held vertically and is slowly moved from side to side until the null point is found. The null point is where the radio signal disappears. At that point, the antenna is pointed towards the transmitting antenna underground. A compass reading is taken and the null point is marked. This procedure is repeated at different locations as many times as necessary to triangulate the position of the transmitter. To measure depth, the receiving antenna is held horizontally and moves slowly up and down until the null point is found, and then the angle is measured. This is then used to calculate the length of the angles formed between the transmitter underground, the receiver location, and the transmitter location on the surface. A voice radio is used to communicate between the surface and the underground when moving the transmitter to another location in the cave. The voice radio uses a low frequency to penetrate the overlying rock in the cave. The mud turtle location used one team in Mud Turtle, one team receiving in Don Sawyer, and one team receiving on the surface. The cave radios we used were built by Bob and Debbie Beecher. On July 7, 2005, Senator Pete Domenici visited Fort Stanton Cave in support of his legislation declaring Snowy River as a national cave conservation area. On July 8, 2005, the Mud Turtle radio location took place. On July 9, 2005, radio locations in the metro were taken to explore possibilities there. This is a documentation of the Mud Turtle expedition. The Mud Turtle team entered the cave here at approximately 9:30 a.m. We walked down the main passage to 20 steps, and rather than going through Crystal Crawl, we veered off to Conrad's Passage. We walked through Big Bend and bypassed the sewer pipe. Then we came to the intersection of Roaring Hill Passage and Skyscraper Domes Passage. We headed up Skyscraper and climbed the chimney that leads to the domes. Once through the domes, we passed through a crystal-lined crawl until we reached the Nemesis No More. We then made our way to Priority 7 Gate and Passage. We crawled, climbed, and squeezed our way through Priority 7 and arrived at the marina at 12 noon. Lloyd set up the radio and made contact with the surface. While Lloyd was talking to the surface, I changed my clothes and started videotaping this area here. When Lloyd was finished, I packed up the camera and we walked down Snowy River South to Mud Turtle Passage. Once there, I videotaped the area and then changed our clothes to muddy mode and entered Mud Turtle. This is looking down Snowy River South. You can see boulders sitting on the floor that have become encrusted with Snowy River formation. There's the shark fin sticking up out of the floor, and right next to it is a mud clod that fell naturally from the wall. It's not easy walking on Snowy River. As you can see, the floor is very uneven, with holes and boulders sticking up all over. Here's a view of the wall and ceiling. It's very interesting with the brown and white rock and black manganese in contrast with white Snowy River. This is a nice close-up of Snowy River. Kind of looks like cauliflower. In geological terms, when viewed with a magnifying glass, Snowy River is radiating clusters of acicular calcite spar crystals, which give an overall macro appearance of a botryoidal mass. Now we're coming to the edge of the pool that we've been walking in. As you can see, the edge is pretty broken up with pieces falling into the pool. Here's a gypsum crystal coating on the wall. That's some of the manganese. You can see it's a coating on the mud. You can kind of see where it's cracked and broken off. As you can see, Snowy River is against the wall. It meanders from wall to wall all the way down. There are a lot of interesting formations in Snowy River, like these knobs on the bank that project into Snowy River, the mud bank, and the manganese-coated rocks. This is a fine example of a bank projection with a mud-stained cap. We're standing at the junction of Snowy River South and Mud Turtle Passage, looking north towards the launching ramp. Okay, this is the Mud Turtle Passage back here. And I take it this is the Mud Turtle formation right here. Kind of looks like a mud turtle to me, with maybe a small frosting of snow on his back. Oops. Okay, and this is going to be looking into Mud Turtle Passage. I don't know how well this is going to turn out. This dark mud really seems to eat up the light. But you can see a survey marker hanging off the ceiling. There's some white gypsum on the walls. And there you can see some of our gear laid out. There's the plastic that we're going to step on to change into our dirty clothes. We've got all of our gear in plastic bags and clean packs. And you can see there's Wayne, and he's got his clean clothes on. It's kind of weird caving in clean clothes like this, but it's what's necessary to keep Snowy River clean. After changing our clothes, we made our way down Mud Turtle Passage, which was mostly crawling with a little walking. When we arrived at Turtle's End, Lloyd and Wayne set up the voice radio and the radio location beacon. We did radio locations at survey marker 27, 29, and this is where we did our third location. I videotaped this area and this area. Okay, this is the end of Mud Turtle. That right there is survey marker SRT28. And I'm sitting here looking into a huge pile of breakdown. Some of it you can see goes way up there.
Yeah.
It's kind of small in here. It's a little bit smaller than I had
envisioned.
Yeah, envisioned. I thought this was all standing up, and you're pretty much stooped over. Okay, I'm panning over here, and Lloyd's setting up the radio. We're gonna call the surface, and there's Wayne. He's setting up the antenna. And I don't know if you can see quite behind Lloyd's hands, there's the Wheel of Fortune.
Not the original, though. Okay. I don't know who has the battery for that thing. But anywho.
You need the battery for the
beeper. Just for the beeper. Yeah, it's not as big a priority, but
there's the battery.
Right. Guess I need a wires for it too.
You want a wire? You're not gonna wet your fingers and
bridge the gap.
Use your tongue.
Yeah. Good enough.
What was that?
We copy Mud Turtle very clearly. Mud Turtle, let us know when you have the beacon turned on.
Okay.
Okay, 10-4. Yeah, we definitely copy you real loud and clear. Boy.
Yeah.
10-4.
We need to figure out where we're going to put this thing.
Okay, this is Don. We copy. We'll handle radio combo between the two locations as needed.
Oops, it was on.
Sound like Okay, so
Alright.
we need something here on like this.
Why don't we go up as far up there as we can get?
Well, they want it on a known station to start with, I think.
Oh, okay.
I believe that was
Just Don Sawyer, let us know when the beacons are going.
the so who the hell's talking on that thing? No, put it over here.
Right there.
Now they're setting up the antenna for the beacon that will get the radio location. It's got to be level, that's why they're putting rocks underneath it. And then when we turn it on, it'll put out a signal, and the people in Don Sawyer Memorial Hall, they'll have a receiver.
It wants to go that way. We need something to stop it going that way.
How's that count?
Now one is the other, huh?
This is a close-up of the Wheel of Fortune here. And that thing right now is putting out a signal, and the surface and Don Sawyer are both reading this, and they get an altitude and an azimuth, and then they can plot on a map exactly our position. We're getting a lot of interference on the voice radio from the location beacon. The antennae should be 30 feet apart, but we can't get them that far apart in this area. So when the beacon is on, we shut off the voice radio. Okay, that's survey marker number 29. There's a little crawlway down here.
Yeah.
And Lloyd's pretty positive that's where we're going to pop in.
Yeah.
And usually Lloyd's right, so I'm going to extend my hand out and see if we can see down that. Camera's kind of sideways, but I'm having to lean over a rock, try to see down that. I'm going to pull back. And this is Wayne. He's setting up the beacon in another little area, and this is where we're going to do the third point.
22 feet
I
that
need
way.
a mirror right now.
But on the depth issues,
While he gets that all level, I'll pan back and
alright, so
This might not be quite as level as it was before, but okay, it's on.
we're good to go?
Yep.
Okay, we have a beacon on a station. This is a completely new station. It's just basically ahead of SRT 29. We'll kind of have to do a little survey on it. The only other place I could think of locating was back around where you were. It's not on a station right now. We're just putting it as far into the breakdown where the airflow seems to be going as possible. Which would put the trench 5 feet that way. Like 5 feet to the trench. Really close here. So by shifting that over there, puts it on the money. So it's going to be 22 feet, or like, this is over here. Yeah, it's going to be about 22 feet. Well, I'd be able to dig that in 2 days.
That's really
Pending any
fantastic
major
to
problem.
hear.
Huh?
I said that's fantastic to hear, because we will do it in one weekend.
Yes, 10-4, it's on. You're just not doing your job. Oh, bleep that.
Yeah, this may not be as accurate.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Well, I can't see the top of the bubble.
Wow. So I'm going to go right to that trench. From that trench.
Well, with that slant of that wall behind us, it may just go right straight up at that same angle until we get up to the trench up there.
These are the rocks in the ceiling over Wayne's head. I'll pan down to him, give you an idea of the scale here. But these rocks here, rather than being 2 to 3 foot boulders, these are 8 to 10 inches.
Huh?
Some a little bit
Hand me
smaller.
The Santos?
You can see on the right side of the screen a boulder that is of average size.
You're just going to kind of shoot down to the end of the
Yeah.
crawlway, which is to your left.
I'm gonna shoot right to the log.
Okay. So you're actually not in the crawlway then, okay.
No,
No,
the
okay.
crawlway is to my left.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go further down the crawlway.
Okay, and there's Wayne again.
Not any more than this. You can only crawl so far up in.
We're right by SRT 25 and looking up into the breakdown pile at this point, and you notice there's a lot more mud in this breakdown than there was down there at the 29, 20, 27, 28, and 29. And what happens, there's this big thick layer of mud that's coming out of the breakdown. As I pan across here, we're looking, like I said, up into the breakdown, but it's covered with mud. This is where you crawl out of Mud Turtle Passage into this terminal breakdown room. Here's the mud banks and the mud-covered boulders. Now I'm looking towards the location where the radios are set up. There's a survey marker, SRT 25, hanging from the ceiling. With the radio location completed, Lloyd, Wayne, and I exited Mud Turtle Passage. We changed our clothes and walked up Snowy River South. Passing the marina and the launching ramp, we entered Snowy River North. I got out my video camera and recorded this area here. We walked past the entrance to the metro, and I shot video here. And this area with the ripples in Snowy River and the mudstone inclusions protruding from the wall. We continued up Snowy River north until we came to Snowy Rapids, which begins here. After filming Snowy Rapids and the pool, we walked to the area that contains the shelf stone. We continued up passage, walking past a series of breakdown piles on our left until we reached the base of the breakdown pile that leads to Lincoln's bathtub. There, we changed into our muddy clothes and climbed the pile, finally reaching Crystal Creek. When finished, we descended to Snowy River, changed to our clean clothes, and walked down Snowy River north. Reaching the marina, we changed our clothes again, secured our gear into our packs, and entered Priority 7 for the trip out. We finally made it to the surface about 11 p.m. Okay, we're here in Snowy River North, and this is just some kind of frosting, I guess, formation on the wall here. We're not quite up to the metro yet, but that stuff's white and real sparkly. Kind of looks real pretty here. Now I'll pan down. And there's Lloyd. He's walking down Snowy River North here. Here's more of Snowy River North. I'm kind of looking south. Towards the metro, yeah. See, it does a nice little turn there. We have these ripples on the floor. They go a considerable distance.
Now, who knows what shows, what indicates which direction they were flowing? What is the indicator?
These are some formations. Well, I don't know if you'd call them formations. What they probably are is mudstone inclusions in the limestone that were resistant to dissolution by the carbonic acid that formed the cave. It doesn't show up well on video, but these things stick out from the wall 6 to 8 feet. Okay, this is the beginning of Snowy Rapids, and what's really unique is you look and Snowy River is relatively smooth, and then all of a sudden it just abruptly changes. And you'll just notice it's just a lot rougher. And this is the Snowy Rapids right here. And What is unique is the way the boulders stick up out of the Snowy River. And Snowy River is stained brown in places. Plus we have a little bit of formations on the ceiling here. They're not too big, they're like 1.5 to 2 inches. Here's a close-up of Snowy Rapids. Look at these boulders, the way the white formation only goes halfway up them. This is more Snowy Rapids. Wow, some of these rocks are huge.
Here, swirl here, caused all these formations. Really cool.
We're kind of like in a big pool.
This is one of my favorite spots. This is really interesting. And the reason it's thin here too, it might have not formed very well because of rapid water movement. That big boulder is okay to go over. We do have one we can't. This one's okay. It's dry. So we have money in.
These are like drill holes that have been filled with Snowy River. We're kind of getting near the end of Snowy River. The formation starts to get real thin after this, and there's not as many things to see because the layer's very thin. Those weird looking shelves. These are cool. You can see some were in the water while some were above.
Yeah, it's flowing pretty good there actually. Now I can see the flow right there. It's pretty clean.
We're at Crystal Creek here. You can see the water flowing. It's huge passage too.
Yeah. Listen to the echo in the distance. It doesn't end anytime soon. It's too big an echo. Echo! Oh my God.
Now this is my night alive setting. It slows the shutter down and gives a strobe effect, but man, it sure makes the image bright.
I believe that is a pond down there though. I wonder how cold that water is. But although the passage does kind of, I mean it's huge here, but clearly it has some, you know, blockages there. With that kind of echo though too, I'm suspicious though. I don't think it's going to stop.
This is so unlike Fort Stanton. The nature down there is just so different.
It is. It's a different cave, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
No, but then all I hear is his tape thing.
It could be the angry cave gods warning us not to tread upon that virgin cave on the other side of Crystal Creek.
Boy, isn't it tempting?
A vehicle going by.
Oh. Good observation. This is the last survey station. It's not down here. It's way back there, huh? We need to know how far this is. We need to know where we're at. Just comes out one on this rock. Do you think that water's pirated? I don't. I really don't believe that.
Knowing that amount of water that's coming out right now is about what
You know what? I feel airflow.
we're getting at.
I feel airflow. You feel it?
Wow, you can see eddies in the water.
Or is that just so much echo space? So much room for it to go. There's no place for it to go.
Right down here where the water leaves the pool.
Yeah.
Right down there, you can see how much flow there is.
Uh-huh.
Not all that much,
No, it's not a ton.
but it matches about what we've seen lately in the government.
Really?
I wish I had a spotlight, but unfortunately all I have is 2 flood lamps with me. But a spotlight would be real nice for a passage like this, to be able to spotlight way down there.
I don't know, from down, right down here. Right there. Right down here.
Why would you feel the damn camera wasn't trampling out?
Definitely use the batteries now. Show is over. It's always back up. Just multiple contacts, you know. We got one here, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Is that one there?
Yeah.
And what's this? And why is there so much iron oxides in this rock above?
Something probably washed in from above.
It's very porous rock in places.
Yeah.
Very different density. And here it's just like a layer cake in here. Yeah.
This is it, the end of exploration. Crystal Creek. Until we can get the water samples to the scientists and dig the new entrance in from Don Sawyer Memorial Hall to Mud Turtle Passage. This is as far as anybody has explored.
bonitos ojos tienes, debajo de esas dos cejas, debajo de esas dos cejas, qué bonitos ojos tienes. Ellos me quieren mirar, pero si tú no los dejas, pero si tú no los dejas, ni siquiera parpadear. Malagueña, salerosa, besar tus labios quisiera, besar tus labios quisiera, malagueña salerosa, y decirte, niña hermosa. Me desprecias, yo te concedo razón, yo te concedo razón, si por pobre me desprecias. Yo no te ofrezco riquezas, te ofrezco mi corazón, te ofrezco mi corazón a cambio de mi pobreza. Malagueña, salerosa, besar tus labios quisiera, besar tus labios quisiera, malagueña salerosa, y decirte, niña hermosa.